Enough fooling around, everybody. Welcome to our final home performance of Shh, It's Coming, BHS's entry into the 2019 METG Festival. Now, I would advise you all to power off your mobile devices, else we devise a plan to take them from you and do bad things to them. Please stay for our after-show talkback, where we can have a conversation about what your thoughts of the show were. Thank you. Please enjoy the show.
hours to get here, and I've been awake since 4. Thanks, jet lag.
That sucks, man. You moved recently, right? Where are you now?
Yeah, my dad's company moved him to Spain for the next 2 years. But at least I like the food. You gotta love tapas.
Dude, I love Mexican food.
Are you serious? This coming from a guy who thinks Chipotle is fine dining?
What?
Okay. Before we start, I got you guys a present.
What are they?
They're wristbands, just in case we need them.
They match my eyes.
As you all know, it is a Camp Winter Rocket tradition that the CIT starts this summer at the Wishing Well.
Come on! We're not going to get rid of our bad mojo by throwing a coin in a well.
Well, you have nothing to lose. Well then, take it away. You were on coin duty. Yep. With this coin, I hereby cast away any heretofore bad mojo of the past year. Let this be a summer absent of woe, of suffering, and of strife. Milo, since you're so eager to get back to bed, be the first to cast thy coin into the well.
Fine.
What? Live long and prosper!
It is done.
So, what do you guys all wish for?
Derek, we can't tell you, then it won't work.
Oh, right. Of course.
Look at the sunrise.
Yeah, okay, that's nice and all, but I'm tired, so I'm going to try to catch a few more Z's before breakfast. See you guys at the mess hall.
Bye, Derek.
Good night, Lilia.
Good morning, Winter-Rockians! I can't imagine a better June 24th, 2K19. That's right, I'm your camp director, Ross. Here to welcome you to your first full week at Camp Winter-Rocka, where the sun is always shining and the kids are never whining. You know what they say about camp. It's intense. A huge thank you to our camp counselors' effort for making our Camp Winter-Rocka t-shirts this year. And remember, if you've signed up for a nature hike, be sure to bring your sunscreen. And remember, don't be late to the mess hall. Breakfast starts in 10 minutes.
All right, ducks and eagles! Who's ready for a nature hike?
Oh, yeah! Are we going into the woods?
Yeah.
Yes, the woods are my favorite place. I hope we can find some slugs.
There's a stable next to this path. Can we go visit Daisy and Buttercup? There's a horse named Buttercup? Yeah. And she's beautiful. Real name.
She's beautiful!
Campers, settle down. Ooh, can we sing the camp song? Please. Okay. So everyone find your twos. Line up in twos. Camp Winter-Rocka. Go on and take your neighbor's hand.
You get away from me.
Morning! Get back on the path! Anybody here?
Milo!
Oh, is he still asleep?
Milo, you slept through breakfast. The campers are already off on their hike.
Come on, you're CIT now. You get to sleep all day, man. What time is it?
The campers already started their program areas. Come on, you gotta get to work.
Yeah, I'll come right away. Oh, who's this little guy? Pretty confusing, huh? And no, I don't eat.
Here, catch.
Thanks. Well, get yourself ready and come meet us at the mess hall. Yeah, I'll see you guys there. So close. Huh? What's this doing here? What are you looking at? What? What do you mean I'm embarrassed by you? That's not true. I wasn't trying to hide you. A teenager can sleep with a stuffed animal. I'm not a baby.
Way to miss the hike, Milo.
Sorry about that. Hey, Olivia, did you hear something weird?
Besides you? No. Why?
It's nothing.
All right, campers, it's snack time. Olivia, can you hand that out? Yes.
It's Old Brain Telegram Tuesday! Yeah! I'm about to get all the ground!
I'm so glad we're finally back to civilization. I was getting eaten alive out there.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty fun.
Really? Oh, yeah! It was amazing! Daisy was so beautiful! And I got to crush Buttercup's mane! Hey, Michael, do you want to go with me tomorrow?
You know, gross.
Michael, that wasn't very nice. Apologize.
Yeah, apologize, Michael. Shut up. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm really itchy. I just can't stop scratching. Oh my god.
What happened?
I just went out to pass for a little bit. Sloan told me to pick a flower for her.
No, I didn't.
Itchy Gordon! Itchy Gordon! Hey, shut up! Itchy Gordon!
Hey, I'm gonna get you.
Gordon was in when we played tag! That means we all have to hate what's going on!
Come on!
Greetings, all you winter rockians out there. Welcome to week 2, the Electric Boogaloo. Today, it is Michael's turn from the Eagles cabin to bring you the winter rock announcements.
It's a cloudy July 8th today, but hopefully the rain will hold off for the 10th annual log rolling competition. The good times just keep on rolling. I'll meet at Silver Lake at 2 o'clock. Our camp chef Marina has prepared a chillicious bowl of their favorite homemade vanilla ice cream for the winner.
All right, hummingbirds, swim time starts in 5 minutes. Yay! Girls got your swimsuit, sunscreen, smile. Let's do it. Hi, Hey, Brian. How you been?
Not so good. I broke up with my girlfriend right before we got
chill pill. You all learn the chorus?
Yeah.
And the chord progression?
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. 1, 2, 3. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, my mama, take me home. Country roads. Guys, hold up. Gordon, what's up?
You ran out of toilet paper in the bank, and Patrick really needs to go.
Oh, no, that's not good. Darren, can you take over? We have an emergency on our hands.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Sounds great. Sounds
Yeah.
great. Hey, guys, can we go to the chorus?
No, we just did the chorus. We don't do anything to it.
No, yeah, let's go to the chorus.
Okay, guys, let's go to the chorus.
3, 2, 1. Country roads, take me home to your place with your mom. No, I wanna country roads.
That was offensive.
Yeah, so inappropriate.
Not very cool, dudes. Program time is over. Run to the mess hall for lunch. What happened here? That is not what John Denver intended.
I know, I was trying to stop them. They're having so much fun with it. I didn't know how to inform it.
Darren, you gotta learn how to say no sometimes. Not your mom, priceless.
Good morning, good morning! It's July 22nd, the start of week 5, and we are staying alive. We are just past our halfway point of the summer. This morning, Stacy from the Hummingbird Academy is here with your announcements.
It's going to be a scorcher today, so make sure to, lather up with sunscreen. If you don't, you might become like a banana and peel. Warning, make sure not to load up on snacks during siesta today. The all-camp capture the flag game is tonight, followed by the pie eating contest. So, never give up and don't let us down, because we're gonna run around, then desert you.
If you can hear me, clap once. Oh no. If you can hear me, clap twice. Drop more. Patrick, can you hear me? Yes. Great. Okay, guys, who's ready for Midsummer Night's Star Wars?
We got the blankets.
Oh, great, thanks guys.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. We can carry them up.
Actually, as a thanks for all the hard work you CITs have put in this summer, we're giving you guys the night off.
Really?
Yeah, the counselors have it covered, and we'll CIT you later.
Hey boys, you ready?
Yes.
Let's head out.
Yeah.
Go!
guys, not to be like I'm tired and I want to go to bed,
Oh my.
but I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Boo! Boo!
Sorry.
Whatever.
Night, Jared.
Yeah.
Ingrid from Sweden? What does that mean? I'm never gonna ask her out.
Dude, you're overthinking it. You guys have been friends since you were 8. Since you were hummingbirds. Why are you so afraid to talk to me?
It's not that simple. I don't want to say something and have it ruin our friendship. I think it's better if I just do nothing.
I don't know, dude. But if you ask me, I think you should just go for it.
Whatever.
Not to be like Darren, but I would be like Darren and go to bed. Night.
Oh. Wait a second. Hey, Olivia. Oh, Maddie. Hey, where are you? It's so dark out. I can't see you. I heard you and Milo talking. You did? Yeah. Do you really think I might like you? 'Cause I'm just around the corner. Why don't you come here and ask me? I don't know if I can. So you don't like me? No, I do. I don't prove it. I'm just around the corner. Yeah, okay. Just around the corner. Just a little closer.
She'll never want ya.
Olivia? What's up? What's wrong? I thought it was you. There was a... I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. Oh my God! The rape! Olivia, wait! I saw something too!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Monday, everyone! Today is winter August 12th, the start of our last week of the summer of 2K19 here at Camp Winteraka. Sarah from the Hummingbird Cabin will be reading today's announcements that she wrote herself.
We are starting our last week of camp, which is sad. But it looks like we'll be finishing with both fun and sun. Let's make this year's Bunk Wars the most epic one ever. Go hummingbirds, we rock, we don't pebble, we rock, rock, Winteraka.
possibly tune it for me? I know you're on your break and everything, but I could really use the help.
Oh, well, Zephyr actually already asked if you were going to record the question to blow it into the wind. But, sure thing, I can do that.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I owe you one.
don't sweat it.
Hey, Darren, can I talk to you about Maddie for a second?
Oh, my gosh, asked me to tune this guitar. And Zephyr really wants to record the question to blow it into the wind, so I really don't know if I have much time to... What the...
God. Hey, guys.
We can still be friends if I don't want to play cards, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, I just don't want to rock the boat or anything.
Darren, what's going on?
Of course we can hang out when summer's over. I'll pay for my own plane ticket.
Hey, what's wrong with Darren?
He's hearing voices.
There's no need for an argument. I don't want the inconvenience.
Oh my God!
You see it too,
I
right?
know my
I
idea is
see it.
stupid. You're so right. I don't even know why I thought I should even have opinions. It was such a
Darren, watch out! Darren!
Time's almost stuck. Darren, you don't need to worry about the guitars. They're all ready. Hey, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks so much for the help, Darren. Good night, you guys. Bye.
Yeah. You guys saw that too, right? I'm not the only one.
The other night, the one we had off, I saw it at the cabin. I thought it was Maddie. I thought we were talking, but it wasn't her, it was it. I saw it at the docks. I thought I was going crazy. I couldn't even take the girls swimming. It knew things I've never told anyone. You've seen it too, haven't you, Milo?
I can't do this anymore.
Milo, what are you doing?
Going home.
Milo, wait! You saw it, didn't you? What happened?
In the cabin with the counselors, they saw Sir Cuddles and I didn't want them to think I was a baby. That's why I'm leaving.
But you can't just leave. Something is after us. It just tried to kill me.
I can't stay. I don't want to die. And if you were smart, you'd leave too.
None of us want to die, but there's no guarantee we'll make it out of here before it comes back. And
So we should just sit around waiting for it to get us?
we've all seen it. We've all seen what it can do.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm scared.
So am I!
Me too.
We all are.
Okay, you're right. What now?
I don't know.
We need weapons. What?
Yeah.
Here, take this baseball bat, and Maddie, here, you take this hiking
Okay.
stick, and here, I'll take the lacrosse stick, and Darren, here, take this water bottle.
A water bottle?
It's metal.
Turn your wristbands on. So what now? Whatever we do, we have to find it before it finds us.
Yeah.
But where do we go? I have an idea.
Yeah?
Remember that story the counselors told us at the beginning of the summer? There was something terrorizing campers, just like what's happening now. Those girls, they were in the woods, weren't they? What if that's it? What if that's where it is? That's right. So are we in? I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in.
Hey, you guys.
Come on, there's more of us. One of it.
Wouldn't it be 10 times easier to do this during the daytime?
You heard what it said, Milo. We might not have till morning. It's kill or be killed.
How do we even know that we can kill this thing?
We know that we have each other.
Thanks, Darren.
What now?
Keep looking.
Did you guys hear that? It's coming.
Sir Cuddles!
Leave him, Milo.
But I need him!
He's just a toy, Milo.
But I've had him since I was born!
You don't need him, Milo.
I don't need him!
No.
I don't need him!
That work is hurt.
It wants you to be afraid! Don't give it what it wants!
Do you remember me? From the top. I don't care what you think. I don't care what anyone thinks.
What? Still trying to protect your little girlfriend? I shall never want ya.
How would you know? Olivia! Maddie? Yeah? Can I kiss you? Took you long enough? Look at your hurry all overcame it!
Fear! It's just in your head!
What's the matter, Darren? Afraid to stand up for yourself?
Yes. Yes, it's always yes. It's safer that way.
Run, Darren. Run like you always do.
Darren! We have you back!
You know what? Enough guys. No! I'm not going to let you do this to my friends! Ah!
I'm not a baby!
Ah!
I'm not ashamed!
Ah!
I'm not afraid!
Consider us trained, bitch. It's dead.
Milo,
Yeah?
thank you.
For what?
You know, sticking around, wanting to leave.
Well, I had to stay. Someone had to save you guys.
Olivia?
I don't want to go home. I wish we could stay here forever.
Camp this year was so much fun. Remember the canoe race?
Yeah.
That was the best.
I can't wait until next year. Guys, my sister's turning 2 years old next year, and my mom says I need to stay and play with her over the summer. What if I can't come back? I'll die.
But you have to come back. Next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and all the way until we're old enough to be CITs. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Right now we're going to have a talk back. It should last about 10-15 minutes. So if you have any questions, comments, anything you're wondering, you can ask them now. If you know you can't stay for this talk back, now is your time to leave. It's totally fine. We understand. Promise we won't judge you. Okay, anyone have any questions or comments?
Great job, guys. What made you want to do like a horror theme sort of thing?
What made us want to do horror? Anyone want to?
So our directors, when they casted us, knew that they wanted to do a show inspired by the movie It. And so we actually based a lot of our process off of the horror movie genre and fun tropes and ideas to work off of. So it actually kind of stemmed from horror and then turned into this camp wonder horror land kind of thing.
Down there? Sit.
Hi, great job. Did you design your own costumes, or is there an actual wardrobe supervisor or coordinator?
I can take this one. So Summer and I designed the costumes. For the t-shirts, we worked with Maya and Phoebe. We worked with Maya and Phoebe to actually silk screen all of the designs onto the shirts. And then a lot of the other things, like the pants and everything, were kind of inspired by what we would normally wear at camp. So the stuff that everyone brought in.
In addition, our wonderful costume helpers, Bonnie and Devasha, were really great at organizing and
Barbara?
Hi. So what was the process of Okay, all right. So what was the process of creating the fears of the different CITs?
The process of the fears.
So going into this, initially we wanted to express anxieties for all the different characters because teen anxiety was the topic that we wanted to go with. So what we did was we broke up into groups of about 3 or 4, and we did basically improv scenes based on specific anxieties. So we were given prompts by Mark and Mary, for instance, like create a scene about this or create a scene about that. And that's how we sort of developed characters. And over time, we found ones that we liked, anxieties that we thought worked, and we put them into our show.
Down over there?
One time I watched a movie and it was a camp movie, and they were telling a creepy story on a campfire, and it was about a zombie on the loose, and it came true like your horror play.
That's so funny. Any other questions? In the middle there?
Okay, my question was, did this, acting in this play, did it help with any of, your anxieties? If you have it, I was just, sorry. I was just wondering if it helped you kind of understand, things better, or, helped you gain control over things.
Does anyone?
Alright, this is, sorry Mary, I got scared in the microphone. So, this is gonna sound kind of cheesy, but going into freshman year, I was just so scared of all the upperclassmen hate seniors. And so just kind of being in this cast and seeing how everyone's so accepting and kind, it just helped me kind of in everything and all of my other classes. Yeah, thank you guys. Love you, Sammy.
So it's the same as what Sammy said. I'm also a freshman, and at first, just going into this, I was kind of worried about how the upperclassmen would think that we were and stuff. But then literally right before the play started, we were backstage with the seniors and literally crying because this was so amazing to work with everyone. They're kind of like mentors.
So we're 8th graders, VHS next year, and we're starting to think about and we're wondering if you guys have any advice for kids that want to pursue performing arts at high school. What it's like.
You should audition for the freshman play. It's a lot of fun.
It's all freshmen, so it helps ease you into the process a little bit. And yeah, auditioning for Triples, which is this show and 2 other shows, is also a great way to get involved. And also self-directed is in the spring. Yeah.
And also, I mean, just taking drama classes at VHS, just getting to know people. The Drama Society is so much more than plays and productions. It's all people who make them possible. It's Mark, Marion, Summer, and Lena. It's all people in casts. It's really all people who come together to put on all the productions, and most of us are pretty cool as well. So.
Down the front. Oh, okay. So first of all, you guys were all just so phenomenal, and it was such a great show. But I guess I really want to know for it, are you naturally that limber and spastic? Like, how did that?
A funny thing about me is that I have arthritis, and so that's just been like a fun thing. But honestly, it's not as much flexibility as you'd expect it to be. It's not been that bad, so I'm not at all a limber person, and I have been just fine with it, so.
Down over there.
Who designed the scenery and at what point of your rehearsals?
Who designed the scenery?
So our set design was designed by Katie, one of Mary's oldest friends, and she's been working in so many productions with stage and Shakespeare, and she's helped us design this set. And sort of our point, I think, to address was how to make the set as easy to assemble and use with, but at the same time fill up the space and sort of give the impression to the audience and to the casting crew as well, the world of this place, so that we can blend in and we can use the stage and all the set pieces as our world to deliver our general theme and make this easier for us to play on.
I got another question. So for it, what was the process like in terms of because your character obviously is interacting differently compared to everybody else with the show, so what was your process of finding the rhythm of how you come into scenes and just who you are, I guess?
It was definitely a very long process. The characters always getting changed up until then. It was sort of a lot of, Mark and Mary put a lot of trust in me to sort of figure out how I should take the first steps. We watched the movie It at the beginning of this whole process, and so we had an idea of a monster that you could see in a movie that is feeding off these anxieties, and we, through the process of making scenes and stuff, we showed a lot of different types of monsters, so I definitely had ideas to work off of for how to move, and then we're just sort of trying something, them saying if it worked or didn't work, and us all just sort of collaborating on ideas for how to make it as scary as possible.
In the middle there.
I mean, this is now the 3rd time I've seen it, and every time I'm actually scared. And so I'm wondering if you guys feel scared when you see it and when it interacts with you.
Anyone scared?
So it's really interesting, actually. The first time we saw Clay in his makeup, his first makeup, I got genuinely scared in my the Maddie scene, the wishing, the water. I turned around and I saw him, and it was terrifying for me. I think at this point we're pretty used to seeing that face. Still a little ugh. I would call it terror.
So we just added the part where Clay gets right up in my face in the scene over there, and when I do it with my glasses on, they actually fog up. So I would say the fear's still pretty alive in that.
Hi. So I have a question for it. Obviously, you are supposed to be embodying everyone's fear,
and you're supposed to look like you're decaying or something. You've probably been around for a long time. But I'm just wondering, like, what is your costume based off of? Like, are you supposed to be like a janitor? Or?
Janitor is very close. It was based around the idea that I was a groundskeeper at the camp, an old groundskeeper at the camp. Summer's character has a line at the beginning like that. Again, in the process of scene building and making these and writing these parts, we had an idea as to how to incorporate why would a monster be at this camp and like where did it come from. And so we had an idea that sort of odd character you might find in the camp but would always sort of be lurking in the background would be a groundskeeper, so we sort of took that and ran with it.
In the middle there?
Thank you. I'm curious about the process for developing the script. Was it, were all of you kind of involved in the writing? Did little groups go off and write scenes, or did a small group go off and write the whole play?
Yeah, so this is a show that we very much all have, like we all took part in writing it. Basically how we would do it is Mark and Mary would come to us and say, here, split into small groups and create a scene about someone's fear, or create a scene showing how the monster affects the CITs. And then we would all split off and then show our scenes to each other, and then we would have like a very in-depth discussion about each scene and say what we liked, what we didn't like, and then it was just like more editing, more doing scenes, and more just crafting until we got our script that we have today.
And notably, all of these scenes were initially very much not connected, and even the setting, the characters, and the the nature of the monster were not decided on for a while until we eventually settled on camp as a setting where parents wouldn't be involved, and that actually led to a lot of things starting to fall into place. For example, the characters being CITs, and so on and so forth. With everything fell into place once the setting came along, really.
In the back.
What was the hardest thing about the show?
Hi, Archer. It's my little brother. I would say the hardest part about the show, at least in the writing process, is kind of the uncertainty, because you know you're going to come up with a great product. You know you have amazing ideas and that it's all going to come together, but sometimes in the beginning it's difficult to see that because you don't know exactly what you're doing or what you're going to end up performing. But then when it does come together, it is the most satisfying and beautiful thing in the world. So that is the hardest part of it, and ultimately the most gratifying.
Over there.
Do all of you think you're going to do amazing at the States Festival?
We're going to finals, guaranteed.
You can't say that. Any other questions in the front?
Yes, sorry, another question. Some vulgar things were said in the show, so I'm wondering how easy or hard it was to convince Mark, Summer, and Mary to say that.
Okay, so Mark actually came up to us, and we were just gonna sing country roads just to sing country roads, because like we had some people who played instruments, so we were like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then Mark was like, yeah, we need to make this dirty. So that was so obviously, like me and Maya, we had like so much fun with that song. And then at first, like when we did it in front of a separate audience, a smaller audience, prelims, they said that like it wasn't noticeable enough that like the words were different. So then Mary came up to me and was like, "Yeah, you need to do the thrust." I was like, but yeah, so it was pretty much their idea.
Fake news! Fake news!
Oh, you're really not gonna like this one. So, for my last line of consider us trained, bitch, which I think has some important symbolic meaning. That one originally wasn't really going to be in the end. The ending of how we pushed it into the well was changed a lot. Up until a while, it was we sort of stab it with the rake. There were some changes. Then eventually we decided pushing it into the well. And the next day during school, I was just hanging out in the odd, and Mark looked at Mary and said, "Should we tell him?" We're like, "Yeah." So he said, "Simon, you're going to be saying at the end." And whenever Mary said the last one, she'd always whisper. She'd be like, "Sorry, I'm going to say, consider us trained."
Care to respond?
No, I will accept responsibility for that line. I will.
Any other questions? In the middle? Oh, never mind.
Did you guys impersonate your own personality into your characters?
Yes and no. Well, based on everyone's characters, they were all different age ranges. So for us hummingbirds, we weren't exactly hitting the 10 stitches yet. We were more like supposed to be like what, 8 to 5? 8 to 9. Okay, so like around from 8 to 9. Eagles and doves were older. So there were some changes we had to do, but we did have fun sort of experimenting with our characters we were playing. Some of us got to be more free. We was able to mount your mama. That was perfect. That was gold. But
Ryan. Alright, so for me the answer is no. But it took a while. Well, I was just thinking, how the hell am I playing this dude? What is he gonna be? Is he gonna be like a surfer? Is he just gonna be like, I'm cool, I'm a god? I don't know. But personally, I was like, I can't play this. In the first like runs, I was like, but personally, no. But for other people, like, I was like, that's your true self reveal.
Yeah, I say, because we write our own show, I definitely think like we bring a lot of ourselves into it, and like we do write most of the show before we know like the casting, because you can't cast it without writing it. I think that yeah, in part we do bring ourselves into it in that part of the process, but then also while we're putting it up, people play around and people try new things, and we're constantly changing it and adapting it, and through that, people's personalities sometimes like become part of their role. People will make a choice and it will be like, oh my god, that's so funny, and they won't even be trying to do it, and it'll become part of it. So I don't know, it's honestly really great to see just like how people develop their own characters and how they incorporate themselves, and like for example, like take anybody's character and nobody else could play it the same.
We have time for one last question. In the back.
So I believe for the stage shows, you have to be able to take your set on and off in 5 minutes. Is this correct? So I'm interested to know how this set like comes undone and like how many moving parts there are.
I wish I could do a walkthrough of how you undo the set pieces, but I can't, unfortunately, because we're running out of time. So basically what happens is that whole cabin is going to be broken down into numerous amount of pieces, small enough to fit into a truck to be transported. Those trees are going to be, usually we would separate them by branch to trunk, but then we might keep them together depending on the size of our auditorium where we're going. So it depends on where we're playing, but usually for 5 on and off, every one of the cast and crew will be assigned a set piece that we will bring in all at the same time. So because we want to put up this whole entire stage in literally 5 minutes, and we want to take it off at 5 too. So everyone gets a job, and we do it efficiently and quickly. So we get on stage, and also if we don't do it in 5 minutes, we're disqualified, and we're not competing competitively. So we're practicing it, and we practice it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.